Amani with Build Brothers, starting my digital inspection for a realtor. Today I'm inspecting a home here in the Lemon Grove area, and for these digital inspections we always like to start underneath the eaves just to get an idea of the general condition of the wood. We have the fascia board, we have the rafter tails, and then we have the starter boards. We can see the eaves on this half, but on the other half those are actually boxed in. We do see a little bit of dry rot on this corner here along the fascia, so just something to note. But we always like to point that out before we start our inspection videos. Okay, so what we're looking at here is an architectural asphalt shingle roof, and it does appear to have two layers of shingles. You can kind of see that second layer, or excuse me, the first layer underneath there. It's kind of black and white or a gray color, and then we have this brown shingle on top of that. This roof does have drip edge, which is that metal flashing that goes along the perimeter. This is a good sign. It allows the water to flow off into the gutters, and we actually have a nice gutter guard on top of that. Anywho, as I make my way up here, we do see different colored shingles on several areas. So that tells me that there has been repairs made over the years, and you can see two distinct colors just on this section, but there's multiple sections that have similar patchwork like that. All right, along the ridge caps we have heavy granule loss, and I'm also seeing granule loss just across the rest of the roof. And as shingles get older, they lose their granules, which exposes the fiberglass underneath. When that happens, the roof loses much of its ability to keep that water out. All right, so you can see all that shine coming through. Also notice the satellite dish is bolted directly into the roof, creating additional holes that become leaks over time. Looks like we have overhead service. This appears to be flash. I'm not sure if this is, but you can see the damage along the edge here, covering the patio. And we got some blown off ridge caps, exposing some staples. And then there's a few areas that has been applied or repaired with mastic around the flashing. And again, this tells me previous repair attempts have been made to address these leaks. And then making my way over, again, you can see a lot of repair attempts around the penetrations, and then look at all the patchwork on the back here. I think we have like 3 different colors. But on the back of the home, there is a flat torch down roof section. The seams no longer have the proper bleed out, which is what we look for on a torch down roof, at least 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So this is a sign the material has aged quite a bit. This material has just worn completely away. The edges of the roof are also starting to pull back, and we can see this edge is starting to create a lip. So water can easily get underneath this part, and you can see that I'm able to lift this up. So water's gonna easily get under there. Looks like we have 2 heat vents as well that don't appear to have proper flashing. So it makes those areas vulnerable to leaks as well. And got a little more mastic as well, and more patchwork. So overall, this roof is showing its age and is at the end of its serviceable life. My recommendation would be a full replacement. We would both remove both the layers of shingles down to the wood decking and replace any damaged wood that we might find. We'll install a new synthetic underlayment, and we'll replace the shingles with new Owens Corning shingles. For the flat roof section, I'm gonna recommend replacing it with TPO. TPO is a modern waterproofing material that's commonly used on commercial buildings because it does an excellent job at keeping water out and has a long service life. Thank you.